Hey there, little mama.
Cody, what are you doing?
Hey there, little mama.
Hello? We're on the air.
Oh gosh. You didn't see any of that, did you?
Yes, we actually all saw that. Now, can we get started?
Sorry. Hey, rockers. Welcome back to another episode.
Really? Today we have music videos from Imaginary Cities and a live performance from Bent Shepherd. Lori McKenna, the writer of Tim McGraw's song Humble and Kind, became the inspiration for a new book.
The new book will also be titled Humble and Kind and is expected to release May 17th.
This song is not only inspired by Tim, but also the community. There was a website created, stayhumbleandkind.com, where people can write about their everyday acts of kindness.
Tim McGraw said, "It is a rare moment when a song comes along that speaks equally to the world and the individual."
McGraw had a song for years, but kept putting it off because he was afraid that he couldn't do it justice, and every time he tried performing it, it made him cry.
He recorded the song around the time his oldest daughter was ready to leave for college and wanted to share it with her as a send-off. Just 9 days after the release of Ariana Grande's title track, Dangerous Woman, she premiered an a cappella video of the single without any background music.
She was wearing the superhero getup she has been sporting and posting pictures of all week.
At one point in the video, she plays an air guitar where the solo would be. Ariana proves with this video she doesn't need background music to hit every note perfectly.
Did you see the reaction Rihanna had when she handed her mic over to her fan?
I didn't.
Well, right when Rihanna was about to start the chorus for her song, 4 or 5 seconds, she handed the mic over to a man in the front row who blew her away with his singing abilities.
I bet her face was priceless. I'm gonna have to see this video.
You can. We just posted it on our Twitter page at IRB TV, so go check it out.
Because of that helpful news, you get to introduce the music video.
The video of the night comes from Imaginary Cities. Imaginary Cities formed in 2010 and since then has gained recognition within the indie rock genre. The band's first album, Temporary Resident, won Canada's Best Pop Album of the Year in 2011. After this album, they went on tour in Eastern Canada. Then, May 2013, they released their second and most recent album, Fall of Romance. Enjoy Imaginary Cities with Ride This Out.
Then after, Rockers Review with Malusi Kitchen.
Just another one of those nights I needed. Staying up late one more time to piece it. All together now, all together now. I'm gonna ride this out. Breaking my back trying to defeat it. Nobody can read in me but I'm depleted. All together now, all together now. I'm gonna ride this out. Lately I've been losing sleep, investing myself in this thing. You tell me it's not happening. Well, I'm gonna ride this out. Maybe I'll be happier in the morning. Something about the sun, how it keeps on shining. Sunny weather now, sunny weather now. I'm
Thanks, Stephen Cody. My name is Musa Kitchen, and we're here with another segment of Rockers View. I have Jose Villanueva with me, and we're going to talk about Kanye West's 2007 album, Graduation. So, Jose, why is that your favorite album of all time?
I think it's one of the first albums I've ever gotten that I paid for myself. Just Kanye West himself as a musical talent is just different from so many. He uses a lot of sample works that, let's say, a Jay-Z might not. Jay-Z creates his own beats, his lyrics, doesn't really write them down, and stories that I've heard. But what makes Kanye different is he takes songs that have been good hits, like in The Good Life, he uses a sample from PYT, and that song won a Grammy for Hip Hop Song of the Year. That's personally my favorite song ever. There's so much stronger. He sampled Daft Punk's Harder, Better, Faster. He's just got a knack for finding samples, turning them into great songs, and creating like not a gangster rap but a hip hop feel to it. He's truly a musical genius.
Yeah, for me, Kanye West that album was probably like the first album I ever bought. Like, I didn't really get into College Dropout early. I didn't really start listening to hip hop to probably like middle school.
Really?
So when I started listening, that was like my first introduction into like hip hop. So when I started listening to Graduation, it was just something I never heard before. And then like the stuff he was talking about, you know, the beats, the samples, just, you know, I wasn't really into the whole like gangster rap thing. So like when I heard that stuff, I was just like, wow, this is like different. And now looking back on it, almost 10 years ago, it's, to me, it stands far above most albums I listen to like today.
I definitely agree with that.
It's just absolutely amazing. So Kanye West, what is it about him, or specifically about that album? In that time, 2007, we were probably, you were probably in like seventh grade. I was about eighth grade, ninth grade. So what was it about that album that just attracted you to it? Because there was a lot of, you know, 50 Cent was coming out with Curse and stuff. So what just attracted you to that album, or just, you know?
I think at that time we didn't have stupid songs like Crank That, or you know, like the stupid music that today, rap that people listen to. If you had an addicting beat, it was still a good beat and it sounded great, and you would catch on to it pretty quickly. And Kanye was happy at that time. His mother wouldn't pass away for another 2 or 3 years. He was really on top of the game. He really broke onto the scene. Like, no one knew him as more than a producer. Everyone knew he produced Jay-Z's Black album, and when he dropped College Dropout, everyone's like, wow, this guy can do it all. He can produce, he can write, he can rap. He's really a Swiss knife in the music industry, especially in hip hop. He doesn't, and now with his recent album, Life of Pablo, he shows that he makes all types of music good. And he's just got a taste. He really takes his craft and lives through his craft more than some of these rappers that think of the first things that rhyme and put them in a song, and they're like, oh, whatever, I'll spend 5 minutes on the song. Kanye spent about 2 years on this album, and he doesn't release albums year after year like some like Future is right now. He takes his time and he crafts his work and really masterpieces, and it shows because he wins awards.
Yeah, so like I think that, you know, just the cultural impact of the album, because I remember when, like, you know, 50 Cent and Kanye West, they went out of Graduation and Curtis, you know, 50 Cent was kind of like the gangster rap, and Kanye was kind of like the weird dude out who was just like, you know, rapping about like different stuff. And I just think like just the way Kanye West is, the way he was projecting, like going towards where he is now, I just think that album just holds like a special piece in like just like hip hop history. It's an amazing album. So what is your favorite track on Graduation?
By far, The Good Life. I remember on MySpace the first time I heard that song, I was like, this is gonna be my new profile song. I listened to it at least 20 times without stopping. It's just that PYT sample, I heard it from the second I got it. And I was just like, this is just masterpiece. And it really, like, it's a different rap song than most people make. It's not about money, cars, it's just about living life. I mean, he has a line that says, having money isn't everything, not having it is, meaning obviously you can work for the money, but it's not the ultimate goal. Kanye's ultimate goal is just to be the greatest in his opinion. And at that time, I think there really wasn't one rapper that you could call the best. Jay-Z had just retired 2 years previous to that, and we wouldn't see Kingdom Come for a little bit, and Kanye just splashed into the scene. He's like, it's my time now, and I'm gonna sell, and he went double platinum on it.
Yeah, my favorite track is Champion. I just love that. It's such an original song. I've never heard anything like it. And whenever, like I'm feeling down or like, I'm in like a funky mood, I just play that song. I just love like everything about the song. It's just absolutely amazing. So just real quick in relation to Kanye's like, other albums, where do you think Graduation ranks in his, I believe he's on 7 now, Life of Pablo just released this year. Where do you think this album ranks in his catalog?
If we're talking just solo work, no collabs like Cruel Summer or Watch the Throne, I'd still put Graduation at the top. I think it's just his most creative, the timing of that album with the timing of our generation and the music industry, MySpace, whatever was going on was popular in 2007. Graduation nailed everything. Stronger was one of the first YouTube videos to ever hit 100 million. And the fact is, Stronger was such a cool music video. It came out at the very right moment when YouTube first came along, and that kind of boosted the music video industry, how Kanye could put his ideas into the music video and his music. And to this day, it's the first thing I pop up when I'm bored and I can't think of any other songs to play.
Yeah, I'd probably put it at the top. And like I said, I didn't really get into like late registration and college dropout till like later. But like, Graduation was like, that was it for me, especially with just, being with iconic as it was, like Stronger. I remember coming home and watching 106 in Park and Stronger.
Yeah, oh my God, man.
It would be playing like #1 video for weeks.
Yep.
So like I just love the song. I think that that album is, like you said, is most creative because I think, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy obviously is also amazing.
Yeah.
But like, his last 2 albums, Life of Pablo and Yeezus, I'm like, I'm a little iffy on it.
I think we have to give Life of Pablo a little time, but Yeezus was definitely something I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, I agree. So, I think that's just, it's the way it goes. But want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys
Jose,
for having me.
Talking about some Kanye West and some Graduation. Thank you for joining us for another Rock Review, and we're going to send it back to Cody to the main segment.
Thanks, Malusi, with that great segment of Rockers View. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to go listen to Graduation. Now, I've been waiting for this moment all episode. March 23rd marks the 60th anniversary of Elvis Presley's first album, which was released in 1956. Some may say, with him being the king of rock and roll, that makes him the greatest singer of all time. But before we call him that, we're going to send it over to the other side of the studio to Steve for our music debate.
Thanks, Cody. Now I'm here with crew members Sam and Sam. I'm going to call you guys Sam Squared today.
All right.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Pretty rad, pretty rad.
Pretty rad. Oh, me as well. Well, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about Elvis, and we're going to make sure and see if he's actually the king of rock and roll. So what do you guys consider him on that scale?
I think a lot, I think he was the progressor and all of that. Like back in the day, I think he's a big inspiration for all the artists that came after him.
Okay, so you think it's just because him being so long ago, he just inspired everybody else?
Yeah, that's what I think.
You think he was the start?
He was the start of the rock and roll thing with the blues and everything. I think that came into like progressive rock and rock that's now.
Okay.
Do I think he's the king of rock and roll? I might share that title with Chuck Berry or somebody. 'Cause Chuck Berry, I think people kind of forget about him sometimes when it comes to the roots of rock and roll. He really did a lot of important things with it. So, I think the more mainstream probably would be, he still has the title of King of Rock and Roll. Like Sam was saying, the other half of Sam Squared, where, she did a lot of things, revolutionized, and people followed his example.
Yeah, he definitely did. I would have to say, personally, I think the Beatles are the best of all time. But
yeah.
I definitely would have to agree that he has done so much to revolutionize music in itself, not even just rock and roll.
Yeah.
He's made so many marks on this music industry. Do you guys think the way that he revolutionized rock and roll is still an influence on today's music and younger generations?
I think so. Yeah, I think people are copying his style. You could. I know Jim Morrison's not the exact same thing, but I mean, they both kind of had a presence on stage, like, you know, Elvis was swinging his hips, and you could see Jim Morrison. He might have been intoxicated, but he was doing little dances too.
Hey, who says that Elvis wasn't?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, who knows? But I think you can see it still today, and you can just see it in other people's performances about.
Like you're saying, a lot of music copies other music. Like we were talking about earlier, Kanye West, he took, you know, PYT for The Good Life. I mean, I think that every music, you know, takes a little bit of past music to make, you know, stuff as well. So what do you think, Sam?
I don't think like Elvis is as relevant anymore as he used to be, but I definitely think people like Paul McCartney now, I think they're a big inspiration for artists that we listen to.
Okay.
Like our popular artists.
You think
like,
that he's just like too long? It was just way too long ago.
I think it's too long ago. I think basically like Paul McCartney took things from Elvis, and now other artists are taking it from him.
Yeah,
like people
okay.
like
so
Mick
there's
Jagger,
like steps to it.
like Tom Petty, people like that. Now artists nowadays, even like people like Kanye, are taking inspiration from them now. So I think really they're the new like kings.
Absolutely. The 40th anniversary of his death is coming up. Do you think that his legend still lives on, or do you think that other artists are walking on his footsteps? Do you consider him the greatest singer of all time?
Greatest singer of all time? No. I think Bono is, to me, is the greatest singer of all time. I know a lot of people don't like U2, especially with the latest album drop on iTunes.
Yeah, that makes me mad every time that I go on my music.
See, but for me, I got on there and I listened to it and I was like, what is this? I've never heard this before. And they're like, oh, U2. I'm like, I kind of like U2. So that pushed me into it. And I just think he has an amazing voice. Like him, hate him, or love him. I don't know what people think about him, but I think he has a fantastic range.
I mean, they do have one of the top, you know, songs of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
so you can't argue with that.
You know, everybody knows who U2 is. I mean, so obviously they're doing something well. But I think personally, Bono might be the greatest singer.
All right, another Sam.
Probably Freddie Mercury. That's who I would think was like he can
you
hit
guys
all the
definitely
notes.
gave me
Greatest singer.
examples
That's what
I
I
wasn't
think.
expecting. Those are good.
He can hit like he has like highest pitch, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
And I definitely think that he's like greatest singer of like our generation right now.
All right, and like I said earlier, mine's the Beatles. So there you guys have it. Elvis is not the greatest singer of all time. Back to you, Cody.
Thank you very much. Now I'm gonna go have me a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Up next we have Check This Out with Max.
Thank you, Steve. And we are having another segment of Check This Out. I'm here today with the members of Bent Shepherd, Dom, Josh, and Jake. They're going to be playing later today, but we wanted to ask them a few questions, so welcome once again.
Thanks. Hey. Nice to be here.
Welcome to the studio. So let's start off. How did you guys meet each other? How did you say, let's form a band?
Well, Dom and I have been going to school together. We grew up together.
Here at IUP?
No, down at Bellwood. We met Jake here at IUP just this year.
Very cool. So you guys play for a while, and you just add him. Are you a keyboard player, Jake?
No, I'm a freshman, and I play the guitar.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So there's guitar and keyboard.
And another guitar.
And another guitar.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool.
Right.
So are you guys recording? You doing anything right now?
Working on some recordings, yeah. That's kind of a process right now in writing.
Is that going to be a full CD, or are you just trying to get a few songs? Just a few songs?
Just trying to get up a few songs right now, trying to get them out there.
Together, yeah.
We've got songs written, we just need to record them, you know.
So that like when we want to play live, we'll have something to like just put out there to say like this is what we sound like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. How do you think you guys have found your sound? How do you think you guys have made music? What is it?
Jamming.
Just jamming.
Yeah.
Jamming.
Random inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you guys play at? Where do you practice?
Girls also are good inspiration.
Girls.
Yeah,
nice.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always jamming in Dom's room though. We all listen to like mostly the same music.
Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carriage Palace.
It's a palace.
The Carriage Palace. I've been there. I checked out those palaces.
Right? Yeah.
I chose a different one, but they're definitely nice. But okay, so that's cool. You practice there, and are you playing live anywhere? Or is that kind of the next step
what's
after?
that place we're playing at here next month?
We want to play like the Brown Hotel. The Brown Hotel, is it? Yeah.
We've just been playing like the Artist Hand, like
the Artist
Hand.
So far,
that was the last thing we did.
Little
Open
like,
mics,
shops like that.
So if people wanted to book you and they say these guys are great, I want them at my next bar mitzvah, party? Just any occasion. How would they get a hold of you?
Throw us on a stage and let's do
Yeah, just any kind of platform
Yeah.
you can plug in.
It doesn't really matter. We'll play our songs and we'll groove, you know what I mean?
Yeah, how do they find you? Are you guys online or is that?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
That's like the recording process. We want to like record our songs and like immediately copyright them and put them online, basically.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
Do you mail? How do you copyright a song?
It's like an internet process, basically. Like, it's expensive, so it's good to have a grouping of songs together. That's what takes so long is getting like a large amount done at once, so you can copyright it at one price rather than doing like one at a time.
They'll get you. They'll get you that way.
They'll get you.
So, what are some of your guys' individual influences?
My favorite band's Pink Floyd. I like the Beatles a lot, Led Zeppelin, pretty much anything classic rock.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the same stuff for me. I mean, I love Pink Floyd. I love I like a lot of newer bands. I like Arcade Fire, like Dr. Dog, bands like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's like my type of deal.
Indie rock.
Yeah.
I would say totally Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd and maybe like Kurt Cobain from Nirvana.
Which Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd, is he the guy that went a little loopy after a while?
Yeah, he's the piper.
Do you want to explain that for fans? Because that's pretty cool.
I'm not really sure, but maybe.
Well, he started with the band and then he just got crazy.
He like originally like formed it, and then that was before David Gilmour, the guitarist, was even in it, and then
Too Many Sugar Cubes.
Yeah, and
later
they made
bonkers, you know.
First was Piper, right, and then and then he was gone
it's
after
a good
that.
album. Blues for Sam.
2 songs on
like Astronomy Domine.
2 songs on Saucer.
Yeah. Good song.
You guys know your Floyd.
Yeah, we listen a lot.
We like
Very cool. All right, and what's your song you're going to be performing today?
Sugar Pop.
Sugar Pop. So up next is Bent Shepherd with Sugar Pop.
Just a girl. She is a black girl. She even has a heart, yeah. I know that the sun won't set until the moon raises to coax our breath. Right out of my head, right out of my head, yeah, just like promise. She is my beautiful prison. She casts her spells with great precision. I can't get her off my mind. Stay mine, yeah. Mercury mixed with the iron to create a scene. 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready for me? She is my symbol of resistance to the world, yeah, to the world. And if I was suicidal, I'd tightly strap a belt around my muscle and inject her right into my arm, yeah. She can take my pain away as she rushes through my veins straight into the heart. She is now my pale queen. She can be the death of me, the death of me, girl. She is just like a stale spring, but without her I would lose my shield of immunity, yeah, of immunity, yeah, of immunity, yeah, of immunity.
How about that live performance, Cody?
Yeah, how about my Elvis impression?
Yeah, how about not? All right, well, that's all the time that we have for today. We hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of Indie Rockers Ball. See you all next week.
Thank you very much.